So Arsenal 3, Lyon 0, 2-1 on penalties. A bit weird that we had penalties afterwards, but complete domination of a football match, Kenny. And it was probably nice, but it was nice for me, who don't really enjoy international football, to actually see some fast tempo football and see some young lads run out as well in the second half. They were awful. We were on it from the first whistle and fully deserved to be going in 3-0 at half time. That was comfortable, man. What did you make of the performers out there today and the performance in total, mate?
Well, the thing about it is that you've got to remember we're pretty sharpish anyway, because we had a very sharp season where, although it seems like ages away, it's only 4 weeks into our interludes after due to the World Cup, and then we've been back for at least a week or two playing. We had behind closed door friendly against Watford, plus we had players going back. We haven't really had that many casualties. Obviously, Benjamin White, for personal reasons that he's chosen not to disclose, although Sterling disclosed his, which I think is a bit weird. Well, it's all right for one has to disclose theirs and the other one doesn't, which I find a bit weird. But anyway, and obviously we've got Jesus, but apart from that, we've got pretty full squad, with the exception of the two goalkeepers. So we're always going to be strong, and we were very strong today. But in saying that, I was surprised, because I remember saying to you guys, yeah, that was a bit of an easy match. And then you say, Ken, still practice. They're about to take penalties. Went, what? But we've won. Obviously, I didn't read the rule book, but in terms of the match itself, it was like fitness. Eddie looked sharp. Fabio Vieira looked really sharp. Odegaard looked sharp. Defence looked sharp as well. Magoli looked sharp as well. And I think that's the thing about these pre-season games. It's all about being ready for West Ham. We know Fabio Vieira, if you give him space, he'll hurt you. He's scored a good goal. He's great assist for Eddie. Eddie run his nuts off. At the moment as we speak, Eddie is starting against West Ham. It's not a case of like who's going to start in place of Jesus. It's Eddie. So this is Eddie's time to get his sharpness up. Make sure he's ready for the game, because he's going to get a run of games. Because we never know, we could sign someone, or we stick with Eddie. So the player I was watching mostly was players. Obviously, I was watching Fabio Vieira because I want to see him properly and have a good look at him. But Eddie was the one I was watching because I was trying to see, is there any way, I was wrong about him.
What did you make of the three in midfield? Because I thought Odegaard was superb from the first whistle, along with Eddie. And somebody that we've been a little bit sceptical of and a little bit criticised a little bit this season is Sambi Lokonga. I thought he was superb as well. I thought all three of them, they set the tempo in that game, because they were like vultures. As soon as there was a loose ball, bang, they're on it. Yeah, and the ball that Sambi Lokonga played for the Eddie goal down the wing, what a pass. If that is a Paul Pogba doing that, if that is a Messi doing that, if that's Odegaard doing that, or De Bruyne doing that, everyone's up. I know it's a pre second half of the season friendly. You still got to do it, and that I thought that pass was mad underrated, and I thought he was good today. Really. Well,
good. You think about it, the players got to look at it like this. I know Jack is back with the training squad because he didn't want to go back and take his break. He wanted to get straight into football, which is commendable. But Partey's having a rest. We know quite a few of our players are going to be having rests after the World Cup. So if they're having rests after the World Cup, then obviously this is the chance for people like Albert. It's Albert's chance to Albert's chance to impress. So if Albert haven't impressed, this is his time, because it's a good. The players got to look at it this way. I've got a chance of starting here. I've got a chance of starting here. I don't know what shape Partey's going to be in, because remember, playing for Ghana, all right, it's only the 3 group games. There weren't exactly much space between them. You know what I mean? So if there's not much space between the group games, as you said, Albert needs to think, right, I've got a bit of chance here. And, as I said, this is good for him. Obviously, we didn't see the Watford game, but today, it's very impressive. People are going to look at it and say, yeah, well, Lyon didn't tackle back. Lyon, it's only a friendly. But we have to use this as a sort of a fitness sort of thing, because, with the games coming thick and fast, we have to be realistic. We can't expect like the players who just come back from the World Cup to play every minute of those games.
No, 100% agree with you, mate. And I thought it was really funny watching in the second half because our under 18s were all lined up on the touchline. And I thought, I don't think I've ever seen so many players come on in one go. Like, I don't think, maybe in an Emirates Cup game, maybe. But it was just literally, it was like they'd picked 5 kids out of the crowd. Then there was another 2 over there. It was 2 15-year-olds on the pitch and a load of teenagers, Kenny, yeah? And they still did not concede a goal. And we still looked like the most likely. We hit the post. Yeah, then we had another one. The keeper made a great save off of the rebound of that hitting the post. Marquinhos hit the crossbar, great save. Yeah. And them kids did their self-justice when they came on. Listen, the less said about their penalties, the better, some of them. Yeah, we'll come to that in a bit. But, yeah, we'll come to that in a bit.
Okay.
But I think they did very well when they came on. And I think that...
Okay.
And I think that when they came on, the tempo, it dropped a little bit. And it was obviously going to drop a little bit. But I think that when they came on, they really had to go, some of them kids. And I like to see that because a lot of kids, when they're 15, 16, 17, 18, some of them go into their shell. Today, they all came on there full of confidence, like, yeah, we're going to have it. Lyon couldn't deal with it, man. They couldn't deal with us. They couldn't score a goal. And that was most of their first team playing, by the way, today.
Yeah, because I couldn't help noticing, obviously, you watch the game, it's Lyon, you think, well, I ain't got here. We want to see Alex Lacazette because, the end of the day, no matter what we think of him, in a cold light of day, when he's there, you think, yeah, well, very disappointing. It was a frustrating career, but, he was a servant for the club. He was part of a few cup finals, part of the FA Cup final as well. And you think, all right, let's just have a look at him and think, right, bygones are bygones. Let's give him a bit of an edge. So I was watching for him as well. But in terms of like the kids, we were in complete control. I think when you're 3-0 up in the first half, the game becomes a bit of a nothing game, and it becomes even much more of a nothing game if you keep on having to sort of make the changes we're entitled to do, because it's about a fitness thing and we're getting ready for West Ham.
Yeah, 100%. Let's go to the penalties. A goalkeeper that we don't really know a great deal about, Hein, ended up saving 4 out of 5 penalties.
And he's an improvement. He's improvement to Runnison, isn't he? He's an improvement to Runnison.
You're an improvement to Runnison and you're in your 50s.
Oh, no. I actually in the latter stages of playing football, because I didn't want to run him, I actually went in goal. So, yeah. Maybe because I was back 6 foot, just over 6 foot, and I could feel the goal. But in terms of Runnison, again, you have to put your hands up. We saw enough in the World Cup from Matt Turner to say, you know what, he's put his hand up. He showed that he can play big games, albeit for his country. So if anything happened to, Ramsdale, he's proved to me that he's an adequate replacement. And the same thing with this guy as well. Always being a shot window, not for other clubs, being a window for your manager, show your manager in pressure situations. Because we're getting the UEFA Cup, a cup competition. We know that a player's good at saving penalties. You know what I mean?
Mate, I thought he was good today. Yeah, like just in his all-round play. When the ball went back to him, I wasn't panicking like we do with Turner sometimes. Like, oh my God, it's gone back to him. Oh, what do we do? Yeah, he was cool. He was calm. Maybe that was the fact that Lyon just looked dejected after we got the first goal. Yeah, and they kind of down tools Lyon. If I was the Lyon manager, I'd be docking all of them a month's wages. I thought they were shocking, mate. Absolutely.
Well, the teams we got. The teams we are going to be playing, the teams we are going to be playing in this kind of level, this level is, you've got to remember, like I said, year upon year, the Premiership is another level physically, above, the other leagues. And when you do get Premiership players that are fitter, you could tell. Especially now, and especially with Lyon as well, we looked a yard sharper than them, and it's not a surprise that they looked a bit dejected because they knew they didn't have the physicality to get back in this game. They didn't want to get back in this game. They thought, all right, this pre-season, let's just maintain our fitness.
Yeah, they were very cowardly, man. Very cowardly. Yeah. I want to ask you a question though, Kenny. That last penalty from Lyon, have you ever seen a worse penalty? I know one of our lads did the same, but he was a kid, so you kind of give him a bly on that, yeah. But he's a fully fledged football player that is a professional player for years, and he's trying. My daughter's got a harder shot than that lad.
It's
Yeah, and if
plenty,
you're
isn't
going to
it?
try and do that, you try and do that when it doesn't matter if you miss. He's trying to do that, and if they miss, they've lost. Like, what's he doing?
I think with mad players now, mad goalkeepers nowadays, that the advantage is for the striker. You've got to stay in your line. But one of the things is that 9 out of 10 times, right, goalkeepers are not expected to stand up straight. Strikers know that, so they think, right, put it down the middle because he's either going to go down to his left or he's going to go down to his right. And no, they've even got penalty takers who try to do the triple jump, the triple jump routine, Jorginho and then Fernandes. So, 9 out of 10 times, keepers will think, right, we're going to let them, let's not make the move, because we don't make the move, we put them under pressure. So when you do try to do your protections, all you've got to do is stay still. And I think that's what keepers are going to have to do in terms of their technique with saving penalties. It's that, when you do the hop, skip and jump, when you do your Panenkas, 9 out of 10 times, the keeper's under pressure, he's moving. So you're waiting for it to move. You're not going through your full run up, especially with the Panenka, and boom, it goes down the middle. It's an easy goal. But with keepers stay still, the pressure's on the striker. And if you go through your Panenka, then boom. How many times do you say, do you watch penalty shootouts involving the national side and even club sides, and the ball goes straight in the middle? You think, if only you stay still.
Yeah, 100%. Listen, Kenny, I know you've got a very busy evening. I know your family are sat waiting patiently for you. Appreciate you doing this in the first place, mate. And we'll go again on Tuesday for the Milan game. Enjoy your night, mate. I appreciate it.
Thanks a lot. Speak to you later. Bye.